Welcome back. In the previous class, I have discussed about the three-phase circuits, and what we have found that in three-phase circuits, source as well as the load is either Y connected or delta connected, and due to that reason we have four different possibility if we are willing to connect the source to the load. So first possibility is Y to Y connection, second one is Y to delta connection. Similarly, we have delta to delta connection, and finally I have delta to Y connection. Means in delta to Y connection, our source, three-phase source, is connected in topological form of delta, and Y is connected in the topological form of Y. In today's lecture, I am going to talk about the balanced Y-Y connection, and main motivation to start with Y-Y system. Y-Y system means source as well as the load had same topological structure, and that is of Y. So if we will discuss this Y to Y system, it is possible to show that any all other three connection, means Y delta, delta delta, delta Y, can be reduced to an equivalent YY system. Therefore, analysis of the YY system should be regarded as the key to solving all balanced three-phase system. And in previous class, we have already seen that what is meaning of the balanced load, what is meaning of the balance voltage source. So, and just for the recall, what we found that balanced phase voltage are equal in magnitude and are out of phase with each other by 120 degree. Similarly, a balanced load is one in which the phase impedance are equal in magnitude and in phase. So in this way, I have defined the balanced voltage and balanced load in case of the Y topology. So now let us first define that what is meaning of YY system, balanced YY system. So a balanced YY system is a three-phase system. Three-phase means source as well as the load are in three different phase, and with a balanced Y connected source and a balanced Y connected load. So that is the definition of the balanced YY system. So let us try to see the same kind of system which is captured by above definition using the circuit diagram. So if you see the circuit diagram, then it is possible to show that circuit diagram will looks like this. So in order to save the time, I have already drawn the circuit diagram. So in previous class, what we have shown that if I have three phase and if that is connected in Y, so here I have you can see that here I have VAN, after that here I have VBN, and here I have VCN. And I have talked about two different kind of sequence. One sequence is positive sequence, another sequence is negative sequence. So if rotor will rotate in counterclockwise direction, then I have ABC sequence, and if that will rotate in clockwise direction, then I have ACB sequence. So due to that reason I have two sequences. So this is our source. So this part represent the source. Now let us come to the another part. So another part is this, you can see. So I have load, and again load is connected in this form, and form is the three phase, and here this is also in the Y connection. So this is the structure of the load, and after that this is basically four wire connection. So one wire from A to A, and here you can see that I have written ZS. So ZS is basically the source impedance. So let us try to write all terminology, then things become more transparent. So I am going to write the terminology whatever we have used in this particular figure. So I have the ZS. So I am going to define ZS as the source impedance, and after that you can see that for every source I have same kind of impedance. I am assuming that I have balance source, so I am assuming everything is exactly same in each and every phase. And after that I have line impedance. You can see that whenever I am connecting two quantity from some line, so every line has some kind of internal impedance, and I am assuming that impedance is ZL. So basically I have ZL, and ZL is the line impedance. Similarly, I have already told you about the load. So I am going to represent the impedance of load like this, that is Z and capital L, and that is the load impedance. So in this way I have three different kind of impedance for each load, and after that you can see that one more quantity here I have, that is Zn. So basically Zn is the impedance of the neutral line. So let us write Zn, that is impedance of the neutral line. So in this way I have basically four different impedances are involved, and if you calculate the the total impedance, then that is basically total impedance I can able to write or represent like this. So that is Z, and I am putting subscript as Y because here everything is Y connected. So I can write that this impedance all are in series. So Z has, that is the source impedance, ZL is the line impedance, plus Z capital L, that is the impedance of the load. So I have equivalent value of impedance, and I have represented that equivalent value by Z and Y. So one more important point, whenever you are drawing this kind of circuit, so please be careful that, since in previous class you may have seen that I am always giving name of this terminal like A, B, C. So please give that name, and here a small letter A, B, C, and try to connect A by this A, B by this B, C by this C. So if I will draw this, then things become more transparent, but due to lack of time I am not doing that. But if you will draw that, at that time you have to follow this particular way of the drawing. Now let us try to do some kind of simplification, and simplification is here is like this. I am assuming that I have zy, and zy is basically contains three different kind of impedance, where I am assuming that zs and zl are very small compared to the zl. So most of time people are assuming that zy is exactly equal to zl. They are neglecting this. So let us quote that assumption. And if you see the practical network, then also people are putting these kind of assumption in order to analyze the three-phase circuit. So assumption is that zs and zl are very small compared with ZL. So I am assuming, in light of this assumption, I am writing like this: ZY is exactly equal to ZL. And so somehow we are telling that we are putting all impedance together. If suppose that if ZS and ZL are not small, then at that time we have to calculate zy, and based on that calculation we have to modify all calculations, so things remains the similar. One more important point, we are assuming that this impedance means impedance of neutral line is very small. So if you believe on these all assumption, then I can again redraw the circuit, and this is the equivalent y and y system or connection. So in this particular connection you can see that what I have done, I have lumped all impedance here, and I am telling that as a zy, and this is the balance one, so all zy are equal, and I am assuming that there is no internal impedance of this particular neutral line, because in this color I have seen the neutral line, and I am assuming that neutral line has no impedance, so no impedance. So under this particular assumption, I am redrawing the above circuit like this particular circuit. So impedance, and this is our equivalent y and y connection circuit. And in this circuit also you can see that I have one current, that is flowing through this line A to A, that I have represented by IA, and after that one current that is flowing between the neutral line, so that is represented by IN, and from B to B I have represented by IB, and similarly for C I have represented by IC. Now another assumption, in order to drive or in order to get the relationship between VBN, ZY and IA. So same like the single phase circuit, whenever we are applying voltage to some load, at that time we are seeing the response. So response we are seeing in terms of current. So similar kind of job I am going to do here. So before going to this job, since I have two sequence here, so rotor can be rotate in clockwise and anti-clockwise, so I have to make assumption that under what direction basically rotor is rotating, and I am assuming that rotor is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, and due to that reason we are getting the positive sequence. So now let us write that. So I am assuming the positive sequence, and physical interpretation I have already told you that rotor is rotating in anti-clockwise. The phase voltage, and previous class I have defined phase voltage for basically Y connected the connected sources. So the phase voltages or phase voltage I am calculating when I have defined basically phase voltage as a line to neutral line voltage. So this is neutral voltages, and these are like this because I am assuming the positive sequence. So due to that reason I can able to write like this: VAN, that is VP is the RMS value of the voltage, and phase is 0 degree. After that VBN, then I have to, since VAN is leading to the VBN, due to that reason I am assuming this, and after that we are assuming that VCN is going to lead. So due to that reason I am assuming like this. So this kind of things we have already seen in the previous lecture. So before going to this lecture, please revise the previous one, then you are able to understand this lecture, because lot of terminology whatever I am directly using that I have discussed in the previous lecture. Now let us try to see that here, that line to line voltage, or sometime people are simply telling line voltage. So let us write the line to line voltages, or sometimes simply people are telling simply line voltages. And in previous class I have told you that whenever we are calculating voltage with respect to neutral line, then we are coining one terminology that is called phase voltage. But whenever we are calculating line to line voltage, and we have seen in case of the delta connection particularly, that basically in delta I have some kind of close connection between ABC, So we are seeing the voltage from line to line, and that is also called line voltages, and we are representing line voltages by VAB, VBC and VCA. And I have to first see the relation between line voltage and phase voltage are related to the phase voltages. And before going to see this relation, I will explain line voltage and phase voltage again, because that is very important. So here you can see that I have VAN, so voltage difference with respect to this neutral line, so that is called the phase voltage. Similarly, VCN is the phase voltage, VBN is the phase voltage. But if someone wants to know the phase the voltage difference between A and B, or similarly B and C, then that is called line to line voltage, or simply a line voltage. And that is basically required to generalize other quantity. So let us first see the relation between phase voltage and line voltage. So in order to calculate the phase voltage, I have to calculate VAB. And if you see that I have to calculate the VAB, so try to see from here, then things become more clear. So basically here, if I have to calculate VAB, I know the phase voltage VAN, and after that I know the phase voltage VNB. So just if I will take the vector sum of this, and how to calculate vector sum, you can first take VAN, and after that this side is nothing but VNB, or either you can proceed like this. First you can do VNB, and after that VN. So finally we are getting from here to here, and I am defining this particular quantity as a VAB. So in this way we are doing the calculation of VN. And let us try to see that why I have made here angle like 30°. So I am going to do that kind of derivation here. So VAB is VAN plus VBN VNB, and if you will do that, then I have basically VAN and minus VBN, because in order to calculate VAB you have to do like this: VAN plus VNB, from because all are vectors, so we are doing like this. And we know that VNB is exactly same like V minus VBN. Due to that reason I have written like this. And after that, now I can write VAN is VP 0°, and VBN is VP minus 120°, because I have considered the positive sequence. And after that I can just write this quantity in form of the complex number. So I have 1 from here, after that 120°. Due to that reason this is going to appear, and finally I am able to, if I am able to again transform this in terms of phasor, then I have root 3 Vp and angle is 30 degree. So please just check it. This is the manipulation of complex number. So now you are able to understand that basically here from this particular relation, angle between VAB, so this is the VAB with respect to VAN. So VAN is VP 0 degree, so that is the 30 degree with respect to this, and after that magnitude is root 3 times higher than VAN. So due to that reason, this vector is vector length is little bit higher, and from this figure it is possible to show that since I have to calculate VAB, so VAB is basically I have VAN and plus this particular vector, and I know the VBN is given from the circuit. So how basically we are calculating VNB? Just by doing the reverse, and after that will appear here, and due to that reason I have VAN plus VNB, that is equal to VAN minus VBN, and in this way I have done the above calculation. And after doing the calculation, what we observe that VAB and magnitude of VAB means magnitude of the line voltage is root 3 times then the phase voltage, and angle with respect to AN is 30 degree. And if you do this kind of calculation repeatedly, then again now you are able to see like this. So same kind of interpretation here. So basically diagram is not so much proper. You can see that this is VBN. So whatever blue line, this particular is VNB, and after that in order to calculate VAB again we will use this portion. Similarly in order to calculate VBC I have used this, and after that I have used this. So in this way I am able to calculate VAB, VBC and VCA. And if you repeat this kind of calculation, then it is possible to show. I am not going to again write the calculation. Similarly I am writing here. So basically I have similarly I have VBC, that is equal to the VBN minus VCN, and if you do this kind of calculation, then magnitude remains the same and angle is now minus 90 degree. Similarly, if you do this kind of calculation, VCA, then VCA is VCN minus VAN. So again root 3 VP and angle is minus 210. So please just check it, because this is the obvious calculation from the complex number. So you can just put the complex number, and after that you can put in form of the phasor, and you can see that in this diagram I have used the phasor notion. So due to this reason this diagram is also called phasor diagram, means we are plotting magnitude as well as phase. So this is the phasor diagram. So now let us write the remark. So I have a remark like this. So remark is the magnitude of the line voltage and I am representing line voltage by VL is root 3 times the magnitude of the phase voltage, and phase voltage we have observed that this is balance source, and due to that reason voltage RMS value is exactly same. So phase voltage BP, phase voltage is because more than one voltage I have, or I can able to write this relation VL is root 3. So that is now obvious from the above derivation of the from the complex number, and I am also able to write the other thing, that is V. First, before writing this, please try to see that here whatever VP I am telling, that is nothing but magnitude of Vn, and that is equal to magnitude of Vbn, and that is exactly equal to the magnitude of Vcn. And if we will talk about the VL, so here basically VL is nothing but I am talking about the magnitude of line voltage, and similarly magnitude of the line voltage between B and C, and magnitude of line voltage between C and A. So in this way I am able to talk about the relation between the magnitude, and we have already seen that line voltages are basically, let us again come to the diagram, then things become more clear, that this is basically the line voltage and this is the phase voltage, and angle between this is 30 degree. So we are telling that line voltages leads their corresponding phase voltages by 30 degree. Similar kind of situation here, if you see, then this angle is also 30 degree. Similarly, if you see this angle is also 30 degree. So now this kind of things is particularly obvious, and we also know that phase voltages sum is 0. So similarly the line voltages sum is also the 0, because in previous class we have already seen this, and what we found that again if you see two consecutive line voltages and it is possible to show that they are leads by 120 degree. So due to that reason I can write, so let us write in form of remark, because in this way things become more clear. So let us, because if I will write then it is possible to understand. So again another remark is like this: one can notice that VAB, that is the line voltage between A and B, leads VBC by 120, and it is obvious because 30-30 angle is shifted everywhere, so angle is not going to change between any two line, and similarly VBC leads VCA by 120 degree. So that the line voltages sum up to 0 as do the phase voltages. So this is exactly I have derived this kind of result in previous class, that we have taken the positive sequence, and after that we have shown that the sum of phase voltage equal to 0. So same kind of things here one can derive. So I am not going to derive, just because same kind of things is here, each magnitude is just altered, but angle is 120 from VAB to VBC, VBC to VCA. Due to that reason, again summation remains the 0. And now I have told you that once we will apply the voltage to some load, at that time I have to know how much current is going to flow. So basically we are talking about the line current, because using line I am connecting source to the load, and due to that reason whatever current that is going to flow from source to load, in case of Y and Y connection, we are giving name as a line current. And applying KVL, it is possible to calculate the line current. So let us again come to the figure, then things become more clear. So what we have seen, that I am going to see the equivalent circuit. So this is the equivalent circuit. Now I have to calculate value of IA, value of IB, IC and IN. So if I will apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law in this particular loop N, then it is possible to show that IA is basically, that is nothing but VAN by ZY. And similarly one can apply same kind of law to calculate the IB, IC and IN also. So first you can calculate IA, IB and IC, and after that we are going to see the relationship between IB, IA, IC and IN. So again let us come to that point. So what basically we have observed, that the line current, so here I am going to write, so let us change the color. The I have applied the KCL again. Now I am not going to draw the same circuit. Applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to each phase, I am able to obtain the line current. So we obtain the line current, and basically that line current after application of KVL, we have already seen that is IA equal to VAN by ZY, that is the lumped impedance, and IB is VBN by ZY. And if you see relation between AN and BN, so basically that is VAN 120 degree by ZY, and due to this region I am also able to write IA minus 120 degree. If I define this quantity as a IA, so I am going to write all current, line current, in terms of the IA, and similarly I am able to write IC, and IC is nothing but VCN by ZY. So again I can write like this because I know the relationship between C and AN. So due to that reason, this is 240 degree, and after that, so this is the 2, and after that I have ZY. So I can again write IA, and angle is minus 240. And now if you apply the KCL at the junction point, then it is possible to show that from here. First, you can see that first thing is obvious, that since magnitude is same and angle is 120, so this implies that IA plus IB plus IC equal to 0. So summation of all line currents are equal to 0. Now if I apply Kirchhoff's current law at the junction, then it is possible to show that IN plus IA plus IB plus IC equal to 0. So this is from calculation. Above calculation means I know IA, IB, IC. So I will add all complex number together, and after that we are generating this result. But this result, if you apply KCL to the junction point, if you remember the balance source, and at that time I have 4 different wire, and every wire contain current IA, IB, IC and IN. So summation of all current equal to 0. So it is possible to show that IN equal to minus IA plus IB plus IC, and that is also equal to 0 due to this result. So in this way, it is possible to show that current flowing through the neutral wire, that is equal to the 0. And if you see the voltage across the neutral wire, so I can calculate the voltage like this. So basically I am going to derive the voltage across the neutral line, and since current is 0, so VNN, so N is I am telling that is the junction point of source, and N is the junction point of load, and this is wire connected from N to N, and I want to know the voltage. So basically I have to multiply Zn with In, where Zn is the impedance of neutral line, so that is equal to 0. So even if I have some kind of finite impedance of the neutral line, again it is possible to give guarantee that voltage across the neutral line equal to 0, because current In equal to 0. Due to this reason I can able to comment on the voltage across the neutral line. So due to this reason, the neutral line can thus be removed without affecting the system, because here voltage difference equal to 0. And if you see the long distance power transmission, and in long distance power transmission, basically we are using the conductors, means whatever wire we are using, that is very good conductor, that is very good conductor of the electricity. And if you see the voltage, neutral voltage, so basically we are, in order to calculate the neutral line, we are using neutral line as a earth. So basically what happens that in all critical point, somehow we are adding one line, and that line is going to the ground, and in this way we are able to to make sure that that particular power system is well protected. Because whenever some mismatch will comes into picture, then you can see that value of In may have some kind of finite value, but it is connected to the ground. Due to that reason, all current will enter inside the ground. Now let us try to interpret the same kind of Y to Y system like a single phase, because I have told you that if I have three phase, then what is beauty, that it is possible to interpret three phase circuit as a single phase circuit also. So it is possible to drive a single phase equivalent of the three phase Y to Y connected system. And basically let us try to see the a single phase equivalent circuit. That is the beauty of the three phase, that from three phase it is possible to generate single phase as well as two phase. So one can talk about the single phase equivalent. So basically if you see the single phase equivalent, so that is nothing, I can interpret like this. I have one voltage VAN, and I have here one neutral line, and here line A, and after that that is going to connect with some kind of single source, and that source is ZY. So and whatever current that is going to flow through this, that is IA. So by single phase equivalent, now you can see that from here also I am able to calculate the value of current, and that current is nothing but VAN by ZY. And if you know that all sources, means three phase sources, are connected in positive sequence or negative sequence, then from that it is possible to calculate the IB, IC and IC. So in this way, whenever we are dealing with the numerical problem, at that time we are first calculating the single phase equivalent, and after that we are calculating the other value of current by knowing the sequence of the voltages. If that is in positive sequence, then it is possible to show that IB is just 120 degree apart. Similarly, IC is 120 degree apart. In that way, I am able to drive all the possible current. So in today's class, what we have observed that in three-phase balance system, one of the most important connection is the Y to Y connection, and in later part of this course we will show that any connection can be converted into Y to Y connection, because in the first part of the course I have told you that whenever I have Y and delta connection, then it is possible to change Y to delta, delta to Y. So same kind of things, it is possible to show that any connection can be equivalently transferred to the Y to Y connection, and after doing that job we are able to analyze. Analysis means it is possible to calculate the current, means basically we are talking about line current. It is possible to talk about the line voltages. It is possible to talk about the phase diagram. So now I am going to do one numerical exercise, and after that I am going to close the today's lecture. So in this particular problem I have to calculate the line current, and I have three-phase interconnection of load to source. So basically here you can see that this is our source, so three-phase source, and this is the basically three-phase load. So three-phase load, and this is, so people are also denoting like this. Now here if you see the value of the this point is N, so VAN, VBN and VCN. So here you can see that magnitude is exactly same, and angle is 0, minus 120, minus 240. So basically I have positive sequence. So if I will able to draw the equivalent circuit, because I have told you that single phase equivalent circuit I can draw, then it is possible to guess the all other value of the line current, and that is pretty easy. So I can calculate IA by VAN by ZY. So and if you see this, then VAN is 110, and after that ZY, whatever we are telling, that is the series connection of these two impedance, and so I have to just add that two resistance together. So lumped resistance is has the value that is this, and after that by manipulating the complex number I am able to get the IA. And after that I have told you that if I know that source in the positive sequence, then I am able to guess the other line current, and that is pretty easy because IB is IA and angle is 120 degree. So just we have to manipulate that complex number, and similarly I can get the IC. So with this discussion I am going to complete, or I am going to close the today's lecture. In next lecture I am going to talk about the another connection, that is balanced Y to delta connection. So thank you very much.